This is One-on-One. Hey folks, everything you ever wanted to know about arts education, you're about to find out right now. The guest we have in the studio is Alex Diaz, Director of Education and Outreach at Bergen Performing Arts Center. Good to see you, Alex.
Good to see you, Steve.
You were introduced to us by our good friend, Angelica Berry.
Great friend, yeah.
Big supporter of the Bergen Performing Arts Center. Hey, what is arts education, and then transition into this initiative called beyondEDUCATION? Go.
Arts education is training in all different forms of the arts, any type of concentration, dance, acting, musical theater, music theory, and we start them as early as 0 years old. So we
How does that work?
We start them at like 2 months old. We have a Music Speaks program, which we've recorded a CD that we give to the parents. It's a Mommy and Me program. So we start them that early.
Right.
And they learn inherently through this CD, they start learning the music. And then the parents take the CD with them, put it in the car. So they're listening to this. And the CD's kind of rocky. It's fun so that the parents don't get bored over it. And then the kids, they come back into the class, they have little bongos, they have egg shakers, and they start doing a routine. It's 45-minute classes, and we offer about 12 of those every week.
But did you start this from scratch?
From pretty much scratch.
Well, from your head, you said, hey,
Well,
listen,
no,
this is what we need, or what?
Yeah, well, there was I came on about 1.5 years ago, and
Right.
the only thing that existed was our Beyond Dance School, which is
Right.
a huge resident school, a
Big
dance
success.
company. Very, very successful school, and that's under the artistic director, Roberta Mathis.
That's right.
And she's been there for ages in Englewood.
Because we should make it clear. By the way, put up the Bergen PAC website if we could, team, because the Bergen PAC has a great history.
Yeah.
As we're talking about it. So make the transition. Go ahead.
So they started as John Harms, and
Right.
then the John Harms went under. Group of people came together and said, "We're going
We
to
gotta
bring
say
this back
this, it's too
together."
great.
And the Berry Foundation came on board with that as well. So we named the big theater after the Russell Berry Foundation. So it's the Russell Berry Hall there at Bergen PAC. We raised money. They did everything. They brought it to life. Brought the dance school over. That was the only education portion that they had. 1.5 years ago, they hired me, and then they said, "Here, we want this. Can
We want this.
Can we try
And
it?"
what was this?
There was a void of arts education in not only Englewood, but in Bergen County. So they wanted to start doing school partnerships.
Right.
They wanted to start bringing in acting classes. They wanted to start bringing in this type of program, the Music Speaks program. We started a recording program with the Bennett Studios.
Yeah, talk about,
former
because
Bennett
Angelica
Studios.
always talks about the Tony Bennett Studios.
Yeah.
Make that come alive for us. What is it?
The Bennett Studios, which no longer is actually in existence,
Right.
Tony's son, went on tour with
Right.
Tony, and they did the recording of the duet CD, and we have fiber optic links that go from our theater to that studio, and which are still existent because the building is still there, and we've recorded over 6 Grammy award-winning albums on our stage live through the Bennett Studio. So that's kind of the partnership that we had with them. So Day was like, well, let's try something where we have kids who want to learn sound engineering, and let's scholarship them in, and then we'll teach them hands-on with me, with Day, and so let's do it. So I was like, okay, great. So I went over to one of our partner schools, and I was like, can you guys, do you want a scholarship? Bergen PAC and the school will go half in, and we'll scholarship 3 or 4 students to do this program. We had 4 students that came, did the program, and it was 6 weeks on Sundays from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and these kids were recording live CDs with actually a live band in the studio. So just learning the tricks of the trade.
What was it like?
And it was great.
What did you see in these kids?
Just the improvement in technology with them, their audio sense, just to be able to pick up and from not knowing anything and starting from scratch to now being able to sit down on their GarageBand or sit down on their Pro Tools and say, okay, I can mix this, or do things in their schools. So they're bringing this knowledge back to their schools. They can sit down and their graphics art department and start recording a CD, do things, package it, and then sell it.
Amazing stuff, because the beyondEDUCATION initiative, dance, music, theater, and stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's interesting. You said that some kids feel like, you know, it makes them feel really special. Mm-hmm. You know, what it does for them is just so powerful. You said there's an anti-bullying component to this. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
You know, there's huge anti-bullying awareness going on right now.
In fact,
in
Assemblywoman Valerie Huddle from up in Bergen County as one of the leaders of that initiative, and also
Great,
tied to, but through Frank.
Very, very, very tied
Frank
to
Hudson, very tied to the Bergen Pack. So go ahead.
Absolutely. Both of them founders
That's
of
right.
the Bergen Pack.
So make that anti-bullying connection. It's interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Well, as part of our school partnerships, which were also created last year, we brought on board school number 5 in Patterson.
Right.
And they had an incident in their school where a first grader was bullying another first grader to the point where he brought in a weapon to the school. And the school called as part of our partnership and said, we really need an assembly program, not to rectify this situation or anything, but just to shine light on anti-bullying. So we brought in this, it was called Virtually Me, and it was all about cyberbullying.
Virtually Me.
Virtually Me. It was all about cyberbullying, Facebook, internet bullying, any type of social media bullying that was going on. And these kids were so responsive to it that to this day, the teachers will still call and say they reference not bullying because of this show.
But how's that arts education? Devil's advocate.
Because it's providing, they're seeing the performers on stage. It was an assembly program brought to their school on their stage. So they're seeing the performers perform this. And that's how they tie into it. And then we send them study guides on it as well to just try to tie everything
Powerful.
up.
Talk about Music Speaks.
Music Speaks, again, 0 to 4.5 years old, Mommy and Me program, created last June.
Is that what we're looking at right now?
Yeah. So we have, that's one of our little bongos, and he just, well, not the bongo, but the child really enjoys it. The beautiful thing about it is that it's so culturally diverse. So we have,
which Bergen is, by the way.
Bergen County is really, really culturally diverse. So to have a type of program that can bring all of these families together, and then now they're having coffee with each other at Starbucks, or they're going out for dinner, for whatever, and they're communicating with each other. And it'll be a Korean family, it'll be a Chinese family, it'll be an African American family, a Cuban family, an American family, and they're all there.
A Jewish family.
Anybody.
Why are you so into this? What's your background that you're so pumped up about this?
I started out when I was like 13 years old as a singer. Not as a singer. That's when I started doing performing arts.
Right.
I got detention in high school, and my music teacher, who now dear friend, she says instead of serving the detention, audition for the spring musical. And at the time we were doing How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Right.
And I didn't even know what that meant at all. So I said, sure, it'll get me out of detention quicker. I auditioned. She gave me Part of Your World from Little Mermaid. I was in 8th grade. At the time, the 8th grade was in the high school.
Right.
And my voice was extremely high-pitched. And so I got cast in the show. And from then on, I just kept going with singing and performing. And then I got a real love into producing and directing. So I went to the University of the Arts in Philadelphia, and I studied theater management and directing. And then after I graduated, I moved back home. And Bergen Pack, I started directing musicals at my former high school. And Bergen Pack's executive director at the time came to see the musical and said, hey, we have a void with arts education. Is this something that would interest you? I said, yeah.
This is a perfect job for you.
I love it. I love it.
I got 30 seconds left. Most exciting things happening in the future for Bergen Pack?
Growth. All the programs are growing. So right now we're at the baby stages. Literally, we're at the baby stages with every single program, and everything we keep seeing is just growth and growth and growth. More schools are being added, more kids are registering for classes. We're reaching to more of the community. We're reaching outside of Bergen County. We're going into Essex County, Hudson County.
Yep.
We were trying to be the best program in the state.
Well, we're looking forward to being your partner. We're looking forward to doing some shooting up there, being involved more and more in arts education, and we want to thank our friend and patron, if you will, Angelica Berry and the Berry Foundation for bringing us together. Alex Diaz, Director of Education and Outreach at the great Bergen Performing Arts Center. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, Steve.
Good job. Your problem is you got to be a little more excited about your job. Only kidding, man. One-on-one will continue right after this. Stay with us. That was great.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Johnson & Johnson, Health First New Jersey, TD Bank, the Russell Berry Foundation, and by Community Education Centers. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and northjersey.com. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.